Hi, my name is Patrick Reagan. Welcome to the operating system, Linux, where we cover how to install, manage, and use the Linux operating system. In Part 3, installing Debian Linux demonstrates how to install Debian Linux. As discussed in Linux Part 2, installing Linux, the general steps to install Linux on the computer are choose and download Linux distro, create bootable installation media, boot your Linux installation media, install Linux by run the installer, and choose how to configure Linux. Part 2 also showed you how to create a bootable installation media using Rufus. Before you install Linux, you need to ensure that you have the minimum hardware necessary to install and run Linux. This screen shows the system requirements for Ubuntu, Debian, and Red Hat Linux. Generally speaking, you should have 2 or more core processors, 4 GB or more memory, and 25 GB or more free disk space. If you're going to be using the system for production, you should consider a minimum of quad-core processors, 8 GB of memory, and 80 GB of free disk space. To start the installation of Debian Linux, you would boot from the Linux installation drive. It starts loading the Grub bootloader so that you can view various boot options. Grub, short for GNU Grand Unified Bootloader, is the bootloader and boot manager program for Linux. To load Linux with the GUI interface, you would select Graphical Install. Select a language, location, and keyboard. After it loads some additional components, detect some hardware, and attempt to IP configuration via DHCP, will ask you to configure network settings including host name, domain name, and the root password. The root account in Linux is the superuser account, which is used for administrative purposes. It has the highest access rights on the system. You will also be asked to set up additional users. After a short time, it will ask for the time zone. After you detect some disks, the installation program will partition the drive. We will then keep it simple and use the entire disk for the installation and write changes to the disk. After it formats the partition, it will start copying and installing Linux onto the partition. After the basic installation was completed, it will ask if you need to access the internet through a proxy server and which Debian archive and FTP server you want to use. We'll ask you if you want to install additional packages including KDE, Mate, Web Server, SSH Server, and System Utilities. You would then select the desired display manager that you want to use. It will install and configure Grub for your local hard drive. It will create the users, finish the last of the installation, and perform a little cleanup. It will then prompt you to reboot the computer. After the computer reboots, the Grub boot menu appears. You select Debian GNU Linux and press the Enter key. After you log on as a user, you'll go through a wizard to finish configuring the user account. You can then access your applications, your calendar, and your system menu. For more information, visit these sites. In summary, the general steps to install Linux on your computer are: choose and download a Linux distro, create bootable installation media, boot your Linux installation media, install Linux by running the installer, and choose how to configure Linux. GRUB is short for GNU Grand Unified Bootloader, is a bootloader and boot manager program for Linux. Thank you for watching this video. The next video will demonstrate how to install Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Following the installation videos will be configuring Linux. Thank you.